Welcome to the Sure Shot for Week 11 of the NFL season, and do not adjust your sets or your computer. This is not the Barbie film, but we are all wearing pink. And you know what? There's a reason we're wearing pink. Somebody bet the disruptor that the Cleveland Browns would lose to the Ravens. Lois, why don't you tell everybody why we're wearing pink?
Because I said what I said and y'all didn't believe me.
Yeah, just tell them what you did. That's it.
What did I do?
Distracted the quarterback the night before the game.
Negative.
You were making prank calls?
I know my stuff. That's what I'm going to say.
I got to give Lois her props, and a deal's a deal, as Tina Turner said in the Thunderdome. Bust the deal, you got to spin the wheel. We ain't spinning no wheel. Lois, you got that one. But I want to start off with the legend first, because your Pittsburgh Steelers, and I said your Pittsburgh Steelers, won, and they covered by just a half a point. What do you got to say about them Steelers?
They do what I say. They do what I say.
Well, that time.
The Steelers and the Chiefs, they my go-to.
Steelers and the Chiefs?
Yeah, they my go-to.
Okay.
The Steelers going to be my go-to this week, too.
Oh, man, you're giving it away. Let's not get to week one just yet, because before we do that, I got to talk to the professor, because he and I both picked the Cincinnati Bengals to go over the Houston Texans. I think it's about time right now, Mark, where we all have to agree that the Houston Texans are for real. They have a great quarterback, potential MVP candidate. Believe it or not, I said that as a rookie. What do you think about the Texans going up against the Bengals and getting that W?
For as great an MVP season as C.J. Stroud is having, y'all, that defense is awesome, bro. I mean, let's be real for a second, man. They playing fast. They playing physical. They playing a lot like D'Amico Ryans did when he played in the NFL. So I love where the Houston Texans are right now. They're dangerous. I just don't know if they're championship Super Bowl caliber dangerous yet.
In the AFC
in their
South,
division?
they are in
Second?
second. Yeah, because I think they're behind the Jacksonville Jaguars, because no one's allowed to tackle Trevor Lawrence because his hair is long. Whole nother subject. Let's start.
Obviously, you didn't see Chase Young last week.
And
They got very acquainted with one another.
I don't know who was reffing that game, but typically there is a rule against touching Trevor Lawrence, hands-off policy. Game one, we're going to get right to your money, and I'm starting right with the legend who's across from me. Who you got for game one and why?
Well, you know what? I'm going with the Steelers. I'm getting 4 points over the Browns. And I'm just telling you, they are bonding together. Like I said, for the last 3 weeks, they love their coach. And when you love your coach, you play hard for your coach, especially if you think there can be any type of possibility that something bad can happen to that person. Take the Steelers, baby.
But can they love their coach enough to not go 8-8, 9-7? That's all I got to ask.
You know what? You've been saying that about the Steelers lately, and every time you say that, I'm proven right.
You know what? I need to just keep saying it. I want them to win. I want to go with you.
I
But
know.
damn it,
Because
Mike
you love them
Tomlin.
starting off, and then you got salty on them. You got salty on them.
You know what it is? Every time I think I'm out, Tomlin pulls me back in with a win. So he got that one. You got the Steelers for game one. Lois Cook, the disruptor. We're all wearing pink because of you.
That's right.
Who you got for game one?
You all look so nice in your pink.
You flatter me. But go ahead.
All right, game one, I'm going with this Super Bowl rematch. And I'm going to take the Chiefs over the Eagles, -2.5. I think the Eagles have been a solid team, but the Chiefs they're rising. They got Taylor Swift in their corner. No, but I like this matchup. I think they're going to bring so much intensity. Again, it's a rematch to the Super Bowl. So Mahomes is going to come out here and make a statement. Give me the Chiefs.
Chiefs -2.5 at home against the Eagles. You got them taking that, giving up the 2.5.
Yeah.
Professor, game one, who you got?
How do you follow up a Swiftie pick? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's funny that you brought up Houston, because I'm down with Houston -4 against Arizona. I know Kyler Murray is back, but C.J. Stroud still Rookie of the Year. We talked about how D'Amico Ryans has him playing a championship caliber defense. I really like Houston to cover here, but before you make that pick, understand the Texans are 0-2 at home as a favorite when the spread is between 2.5 and 5 points. This a 4-point spread, but I'm bucking the trend. I still like the Texans to cover against the Cardinals because I don't think Kyler Murray is ready for that defensive storm.
Right, and that defense for the Texans, they are looking fantastic. So you're going to take the Texans, you're going to lay the 4 at home. Not a bad first pick at all. My game 1. Can you believe it or not? I'm agreeing with the legend Gary Clark. I'm going to take the Steelers. Mike Tomlin, don't let me down. You got 4 points. No Deshaun Watson. 4, maybe 4.5. Jump on that while you can because with the announcement Deshaun Watson is out for the season, that number may go down. Look for the Steelers to come out firing on all cylinders. That means we may score 17 points, but our defense should be able to hold them off. There's my game 1. Game 2, right back to the legend. Who you got?
Game 2. I'm going with the Ravens. I'm giving up 3.5 over the over the Bengals. I'm sorry, over the Bengals. Yeah, they should have won. That's why I'm wearing this pink shirt.
Yeah, you know.
Right.
They should have won, but they're going to win this week. They should have won honestly, they should have won last week.
They should.
I mean, you don't get off on somebody that fast and then give it away.
But wait a minute. Now, the Ravens have a habit of doing that.
That's
but
their MO.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what they do, but they're giving up 3.5, and the Bengals are coming off a loss, too. You comfortable with that?
I'm very comfortable with that.
All right.
They should have won. They should have won. They should have been flying.
That's what they do. I don't know about that one. That's a tough game to pick. Very bold pick for game 2 from the legend. Disruptor, who you got for game 2?
All right, I will agree with you though. I do. I see the Ravens
I
in a
know
better
you agree
position.
with me.
You saw the
This
clouds.
is not my pick. This is not my pick. But I do see the Ravens in a better position. The Bengals are just a flawed team overall, in my opinion.
Wow. Okay.
But I am going to take the Dolphins over the Raiders with a -12.
Ooh.
I think you can give them more than that.
Ooh.
I think that the Raiders are not using their weapons the right way, and I think the Dolphins are. So I think the Raiders are going to be outcoached, and the Dolphins have what it takes. So
Where are they playing at?
They're playing in Miami.
Oh.
bring on the heat.
Wow, -12 points.
That's
bold
rich.
pick. 2 bold picks.
Yeah.
Let's see if our next contender, the professor, can stay as bold. Who you got?
I don't know if I'm going to be as bold with my pick. I got Seattle at the Rams, and I'm going to pick them to take the I like the Seahawks in this game, in L.A. I mean, but, again, Seattle has been anything but reliable when it comes to going against the spread. They just 4-4 in the season. They're 5-4 on the money line. All right, so keep that in mind. Seattle got the championship caliber defense. Matt Stafford better be on his game because Geno Smith is balling out right now. You look at it on paper, you say prohibitive advantage at the quarterback spot for Stafford, but Geno is playing better than Stafford right now. So I think Seattle wins a close, grinded out game, and they're good enough to cover a field goal.
Yeah, well, you know what? Actually, it's Seattle -1. It's almost a pick 'em, and Seattle's not traveling too far to go to L.A., so that's a good pick. A nice, safe pick. Not as bold as our first two.
No, not at all.
My game 2, a little bit
Scared
bold.
money don't make
the
money.
Cowboys looked so good last weekend, crushing the New York Giants. Now all they got to do is go to Green Bay and beat the Packers, giving up 10.5. I got Dak Prescott breaking all kind of records, throwing that football and looking fantastic. Jerry World's going to be going crazy as Dak Prescott and the Cowboys travel to Green Bay. Lay that 10.5. Take your Cowboys.
What's the temperature going to be?
No.
-10. Dak's not afraid of the cold. I got to go with Dak. Now, Stephen A. Smith usually sitting on this side. Now he's over there.
I'm just saying,
Hey.
what's the temperature?
That's a little hate.
Hey, look, it's Thanksgiving coming up.
Yeah, Cowboys at Packers. Yeah.
That's not what that says.
All right, I'm going to do an automatic time reversal here for y'all, so stay with me. Yeah, Cowboys at Packers. Yeah.
That's not what that says.
All right. A few seconds ago, I said the Dallas Cowboys were playing at Green Bay, and Gary and I were talking about the temperature there. Wrong. We were corrected by the disruptor Lois Cook, and it is the Cowboys at the Panthers, and I don't care whether they're going to Green Bay or to Carolina. Take the Cowboys, lay 10.5, 11, 12, 13. It don't matter. Go, Dak, go. So, GC, let's get to you for Game 3. You got it, brother.
Let me see. Game 3. I've been thinking about this one. Bills and the Jets.
Whoa, another
Bills
bold
and the
pick.
Jets. I'm going with the Bills.
Okay.
I'm giving up 7, but you can only be humiliated. Well, it's the Bills, so I can't say that. I can't say humiliations. They're kind of used to that. That it doesn't really bother them anymore. But they have to win. I mean, they kind of started the whole thing. It opened up the can of worms when they lost to them in the beginning of the season. So I think they'll get their revenge. I think they'll cover the 7. And I think they'll win the football game.
They just fired the offensive coordinator, Dorsey, from the Miami
Dorsey.
Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Wow. He just got fired. Somebody has to take the blame for that loss. But if they lose, I'm with you. If they lose this week to the Jets, I think the head coach
they oughta
could be
continue.
next, at least at the end of the season,
Hey,
if not
can
before.
I ask old great one over here? I
Absolutely.
mean, think about this. You lose because you give a team an extra chance to kick a field goal.
And you fire
by
the
having
OC.
12 and you fire the OC. Maybe that's me, but I would tend to believe that the head coach has a lot more to do with making sure everybody's organized on the field. Am I speaking out of turn?
Well, everybody has their role. So I guess it's up to the head coach to know. But typically,
So the OC is supposed to make sure special teams is on the field, right?
well, no, actually, the special team coach is supposed to make sure that the special team players are on the field.
The players should know if they're supposed to be in or out. Like,
You know,
how does that
too.
even happen? They would have won that
and
game.
bro,
It
and
seems
we-
like there was confusion if somebody was going to go for it or not go for it. You know, so why else would you have 12 people on the field?
Right, and we raised hell about that on a high school level, so on a professional
I mean,
level, I
it's
can't
a-
even imagine.
It's a horrible
Exactly.
mistake to make. I mean, it's inexcusable.
And cost you a game.
so
And then
somebody
double down.
Well,
got
it's-
blamed for
And
it.
it doubles down and hurts your coach's credibility
But-
when he fires the OC right after that. How
Totally
can you
agree.
trust the guy?
Okay, but rewind because it started with that pass interference, the pass interference that even set them up for the field goal, and then of course they kicked and missed.
The first time, something told me to take
Yeah.
Russell Wilson. You guys remember, but I didn't go with
Yeah.
myself. Lois, who do you got for game 3?
Give me the Commanders over the Giants.
Another bold pick.
Yes, that is a -10, but I have full confidence. If you take these two teams and you pick them apart and compare what they have in terms of weapons, the Commanders, Howell doing his thing right now. You've got Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson, and B-Rob back there, who's also able to get out open and take a catch and gain some yards. The Giants have literally nothing. They have
True.
a mediocre at best quarterback, my bad, but coming from
You'll probably
as a-
talk to him the
as a
night before the
backup.
game is done.
Whatever works, man.
Prank
Whatever
calls,
works.
right?
If you'd like to wear pink next week, that's great too. But yeah, they have a D-line who doesn't realize you're supposed to close the gaps, not let them open, and then literally a secondary that can't make the stop. So
And let me add
give
one
the
more
Commanders.
thing. They've got dissension on their ranks. You saw them arguing and fighting each other on the sidelines last week during the game. And a head coach that could be overrated. No hate, GC. I'm
I'm
just
just
saying.
saying, and Washington needs it better. They need it more than the Giants do. They really need to win this game to have an opportunity to keep their name in the hat for going to the playoffs. So they have to win this game.
And to get a monkey off their back.
yeah, it's
too.
a must win. They have. I mean,
you gotta,
they really
you gotta start
need it.
breaking the curse sometime.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
need that.
I'm with the Commanders. I'm just, that 10.5 is a little
That is
scary.
rich.
But a bold prediction by
I'll take
LC, who's 75%
She is
winner,
so-
beating everybody here at the table. You want to make money, LC, that's your girl. All right.
And I would even go even deeper into the bets and pick, for the parlays and like pick B-Rob for a touchdown. Logan Thomas, yeah.
I like that.
Get more into it.
Check your apps. Get on Lois Cook's
That's
Instagram.
it.
She's got some super picks for you. Mark, who you got for game 3?
I'm gonna follow the footsteps of the great one over here. I'm
Okay.
gonna take it's the Jets at Buffalo, and to me, in many respects, this is like the who can you trust bowl. I don't trust either one of these teams. Jets roll in 4-4-1 against the spread this entire season. Do you know Buffalo is just 3-7 with the great Josh Allen?
Yeah.
So can you trust him to win a big game?
Not
I
yet.
don't think so. I mean, to me, like I told you at the beginning of the season, it's like being East quarterback catfish. You're expecting somebody to be a legend when you meet him, and then you see him, and it's like, and that to me is Josh Allen. So when you get right down to it, I think Robert Sala's done a really good job with the Jets defense. So I'm going to roll with the Jets in this one. based upon their defense, and they'll be able to get into Josh Allen's head and force some mistakes. I just don't buy Buffalo.
I'm with you on that. Josh Allen has a great DirecTV commercial, so no hate there. But other than that, this has been a bad season. Cash those DirecTV checks. So game 3 for me. I got Lois Cook's team, the San Francisco 49ers at home, 11.5 points at home. First time Chase Young gets to unleash against the Buccaneers. Lay that 11.5. The Buccaneers are playing for nothing, as we were talking before, about teams that have something to play for, with the Commanders having something to play for, the Giants nothing. Bucs got nothing to play for. 49ers do. Look for the 49ers to roll over the Buccaneers this week. Lay that 11.5 and sleep easy. Rest easy, I should say. And now what you've all been waiting for. Let's get you some money. If you only want to bet one game, this is it, the sure shot, and we're starting with the legend, Gary Clark.
Yeah. I'm going with those Chiefs. I'm giving up 2.5 over the Eagles, but I'm okay with that. Although, don't get me wrong, I think the Eagles are extremely, really, really good football team. Really? When they play bad and they consistently continue to win, and they haven't even showed their stuff. They haven't shown their stuff yet. They just haven't. The quarterback is playing 70% of what he usually plays. He's 65 to 70%. Quite honestly.
And do you think it's a hidden injury or something? Because I've noticed that too.
But what I do know is that he will come out of it. The question is, when will he come out of it?
Right.
I'm hoping it's not this week against the Chiefs, but he possibly can. But Kansas City, I don't go against that boy in Kansas City. He's a bad boy.
Talking about Mahomes.
He tends to get it done.
You got it. So for the sure shot for Gary, we've got the Kansas City Chiefs -2.5 at home. Who you got?
Oh, you know who I got. I got the 49ers over the Bucks. I think the Bucks will not be able to keep up with the 49ers.
They're going to keep up with the 49ers.
They will not. That's my sure shot. And I will also echo what you said earlier.
Yeah, something to play for, nothing to play for on the other end.
Play for.
Who you got, Mr. Gray, for your sure shot?
Well, I got a double-digit line on Wednesday, and I figure it would go down as the money comes in on Cowpokes. Cowboys 6-1 as a favorite this year overall. They're 2-1 against the spread as a road favorite, but when the spread is above 10, they're 0-1. So there's a lot of layers to be, to this onion. However, the Panthers are a train wreck disaster.
Yes.
Let's just be clear about that. Your boy Frank Reich is inhibiting, in my opinion, the development of Bryce Young right now. He looks confused. He's too small. He's too beaten up. Bottom line, I don't think that the Panthers have a chance. I'm going to take the Cowboys. They're right now, as we record, 10.5 on that line. I figure it's going to drop. So if you can get it for less than 10, jump all on it. Cowboys are going to beat the brakes off the Panthers in Carolina.
The Cowboys are a bully team who's going to pick on the vulnerable, and the Panthers are vulnerable right now, so I see them taking it too.
So that means they're going to take a beat down. That was my game 2 pick, and I wouldn't care if the point spread went up to 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm taking the Cowboys. But for the sure shot, can I get my drum roll, please? Sure shot. I like that. Sure shot for week 11 of the NFL season. Where am I going but to Kansas City? Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Taylor Swift all at home? Who's going to beat that? Not Jalen Hurts, not the Philadelphia Eagles, at least not yet. Jalen, your time is coming, but it ain't here yet. The legend says the baddest man in the NFL plays in Kansas City, and I tend to agree with him. I got the Chiefs covering that 2.5, winning by a field goal or more, perhaps even going away against the Philadelphia Eagles. And there you have it, your sure shot for week 11 of the NFL season. We want to thank Tom's Restaurant. From 7 growing to 70, you'll soon find one near you. Great food, great times, and a great spot to watch a game and to eat some wings, which we're going to do as soon as this show is over. Quick shout out to 2 of our biggest little sponsors, Q's Barbershop, Martin Luther King Highway in Capitol Heights, and to the stadium in Newark, Delaware. We see you guys watching us. Now we're watching you. On behalf of the legend, the disruptor, the professor, and the agent, we wish you good luck at the casino. Go make some money, and we'll see you back here next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
The blasphemy against Jalen Hurts is just...
Jalen Hurts ain't Patrick Mahomes.
I was in
Am I right? Not yet.
I didn't say that.